Light another one. Yeah. Hey, this the part of the tape where you should already been hot. And if not, you're 3 behind.
My name is TawaIne Hall. I am a rapper, artist, producer in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, mainly Fort Worth. I have an album coming out called Failure, and I have an album out right now, which is an EP called Free Space. I always wanted to be a rapper. I knew that from the start. I started rapping when I was about 15. I started production when I was about 13. I learned to play first, formally piano. And then from that point on, I went on to start producing because I couldn't afford beats. I was 13 years old, so I really couldn't afford, I couldn't get a job. So I started making beats, and from then on, I just started having people from my neighborhood come in, and we kind of had like a collective. I ain't gonna go into what it was called and all that, but we had a collective and we started making music. And from that point on, I just stuck with it and I kept making my music, and one thing led to another, and here I am. I didn't really have any family members that directly supported what I was doing. They always wanted me, oh, you should go to school, you should do this, you should do that. And I knew what I wanted to do, but role models. I wouldn't say I had any real role models that were in music. It would be people that were around my neighborhood that I would look up to and decide, hey, when I grow up, I want to be as successful as this person, or I want to change something in my neighborhood like this person. You know, it wasn't any rappers per se that I was looking at to be a role model. So SB is my manager. He's represented me since about kind of like 05, you could say, unofficially, and officially represented me probably about a year now. I met him in a actual rap battle that was being held at FaceTime. There's a studio in Fort Worth named FaceTime. I'm sure it's changed names, but I met him in a rap battle. He had an entire group. It was like probably like 12 different rappers. All of them gave me everything they had, like down to the wire. I'm talking about every ounce of lyrical ability they had. They threw it at me. They threw it at me, and I held my own. And he took notice of that, and it just ended up being a respect thing more than a competition thing. The group I was in at the time, we ended up recording the album. He was engineering at the time. He stepped away from engineering, got into radio. I kept producing, and we just clicked. We've been working together ever since. Free artistic movement, I'm sorry, is basically a collective of producers and artists. It's not your typical situation. It's not like a label. It's not like a faction or anything like that. We actually are, everyone there has a purpose. Whether you're a photographer, whether you're a writer, whether you're a producer, you know, all the way down the line. It's not a traditional rap label. It's not a traditional situation. You don't have to even rap to be a part of what we're doing. So if you have a talent that can be harnessed towards the business that we're trying to pursue, that's what it's about. It's not even about being a rapper or what have you. You know, it's free artistic movement. That's the best way to put it, fam. The Workaholics are SB and Joe Rich, my DJ, at the moment. The Workaholics are currently just taking all DFW Collective and putting it into a pot and putting it on a shelf in the form of soup and serving it to everybody in the area. They're doing something that hasn't been done in the circle that I've seen. Circle that I'm in right now, there's a lot of artists on the underground scene that really haven't been accounted for. So what the Workaholics have came to do is take all of those artists and put them in one place for the listener. Versus having to search and find who's hot on the internet. They've taken all that, put it in one place for you, and put it in the form of dope. They're a mixtape that's out right now. I'm dealing with the Workaholics because of SB, of course, being my management. But I have a song on there called Dream Car, which is about me actually attaining the car that I dream about. So, yeah. My upcoming album, Failure. This is probably the most personal that I've been since I've been out as an artist. What failure means to me is exactly what it says, failure. I'm not saying that I am a failure, but I'm saying that I have been called that. And I know that a lot of people that pursue their dreams as well have also been called that. So I'm pretty sure that there's something that everybody can relate to in listening to this. And that was my main goal with it. I know there's a lot of obstacles, but if you can surpass failure, you can become a success. So I see this as me kind of just stepping up to the next level by overcoming failure. The album is coming out July 3rd, and you should definitely download it 6 times. In the next few years, I actually see myself getting to the point where I want to be, production-wise and rap-wise. I feel like those things will start rolling for me, and I'll get to the point I want to be at. And from that point, the sky's the limit, and beyond that, I really think if I think the sky's too limit, I'm dreaming too small. So, man, I want to be above and beyond anything that I set for myself. I want to push myself beyond that as far as physically possible. As far as people that I want to work with, day one, since I came in, I have to work with, I always wanted to work with Pharrell. I always wanted to work with Timbaland, of course. Everybody says that, but I've always wanted to work with Timbaland. Artists right now that I see that I would probably want to work with, I'm digging Danny Brown. I like Danny Brown a lot. He's got his own thing going on. Wale, I like what Wale is doing too. Just the underground, man. If you're making dope stuff, I want to work with you. Simple and plain. There's not much more to it. What I feel like right now, everybody that's rapping in some form or fashion is doing what the next guy is doing and kind of like putting their own spin on it. Be yourself. I'm basically gonna be the spokesperson for be yourself. I know there's a few people out there that are being themselves, but we need to get back to that, man. Like, I harp on this all the time, and people that are close to me hear me harp on this all the time, but the 90s, I feel like why people list that as the golden era of hip hop and rap is people were being themselves. There wasn't, okay, this record is hot, I need one of those, let me go get that and get the beat to sound like this, and now I'm on. Like, it wasn't that. It was be yourself and do what you had to do. And that's what I plan to offer. Like, it's so few of artists like me just being themselves and doing what they gotta do. That's it. There's nothing else you can do. You have to be yourself or it's not gonna work. People are gonna recognize it as fraud so fast. If you are not yourself, you're gonna expose yourself, man. Honestly, the motto I live by when it comes to the whole situation is like, you have to give people back a little bit of themselves so they can kind of relate to you and pull, you know, the message that you're trying to portray. So it's always worked for me to give out what I live, and people gravitate towards me because of that. So it's always worked for me.